Right, so I've seen a lot of people struggle in the years of how to actually get started with shadowboxing. So if your shadowboxing is looking like this, what you're not hitting is the ability to understand how you're rotating between your sides, between your left and your right. So this is an easy little way to get you feeling familiar and used to or confident with how you should be shadowboxing when you show up to any martial arts, boxing, gym, even kickboxing and Muay Thai. The one thing that I want you to actually think and utilize is this ability to turn your thoracic. Okay, when you can turn this upper body of yours, now whenever I start to punch, I'm starting to have a little bit more rotation in what my body needs to do. The next key we'd be looking at is having our head over our foot. We can have head in center, but taking our head over our foot now gives you balance. When you have true balance, boom, and you throw with the thoracic here, boom, you're gonna actually start landing in a position of balance again, which in turn will give you the ability to have confidence that you know where the next punch is going. The next punch, the next punch, the next punch. Now obviously we can overdo this. Reaching, 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 right? So you actually just want to keep it a little bit minimal in the sense 15 degrees, 15 degrees, 15 degrees. Think of it as a slip, slip, slip. Your slips and your punches are virtually the same. So if I was to rock one of the more advanced sequences just to get you excited and used to seeing this, it would be I've got my head over my foot and I punch, I punch, I slip, and I punch. I punch, I punch. Notice the head over foot, I'm in balance to go to the next side. I slip, and I punch. So keep these two things in mind, keeping your head over foot and the ability to turn your thoracic. So when you turn your thoracic, we're trying to look at pulling one shoulder back. One shoulder comes back. Or now I could stay in this head in center here, just working on my thoracic turn, but you notice how much more confidence it gets when I start to have balance as well. So the last key that I would get you to work on is making sure that you have a good combat stance. Usually you get someone to push you from behind, and whichever leg you land forward first is your dominant leg, so you would have that at the back. But we can do this on both sides, right? Training both sides is actually pretty good for our mind and our brain and also our opponents. So having a nice triangle base, not too wide in a sense, just outside of shoulder width apart. What this will do is it's allowing you to keep in the parameters of the space that you control. Now, what I would like you to do to define this is you should be able to walk from either side in order to find your natural stance here, okay? Why? Because in all theory, we need to be able to be moving wherever we need to be going. So if I can't transition or move from my stance is either too wide or too short. So let's bring this all in together now. Set up your base first. Let's look at first bringing our base underneath our feet, underneath our shoulders. So get that nice base. I'm going to have my eyes on a target. When I have my eyes on a target, now everything has intent towards where I'm going. My target is you at the camera. Nice wide triangle base, just outside shoulder width apart. Set up your hands. The truth is, if you're a beginner, I don't care where your hands are. You could be throwing down here or wherever. Over time, we'll find our positioning on our head. Well, let's keep it simple with our three things. Wide stance, outside shoulder width apart. We're going to be looking at taking our head over our foot on either side that we actually want to punch. Does this feel comfortable? Are you able to feel that balance, that you would be able to hold those positions? Good. That means that you're now starting to build confidence and awareness in the space that you move. The last key would be starting to get you to throw your punches. And if you're just throwing your punches out here, you'll feel that it's just your arm. But as soon as you start pulling back on that shoulder, boom, 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 your body's going to want to go across with you as you turn that thoracic. Keep opening up the exploration of what punches you need to be doing. And I'm sure over time, you'll start feeling not only confident when you show up to gyms to be able to move your body, but you'll also increase your power, your efficiency, and your effectiveness of how you're moving and punching as a whole unit. Make sure you check out my page, Ben 8 Watson, where I drop little gems. I'm a professional MMA fighter, so there's always some cool little rotational movement training tips and tricks that you'll be able to pick up on. And also, I'll see you soon on this YouTube page, as well as I'm going to be releasing more stuff on here to help you all get stronger, fitter, faster, and more confident in your bodies.